Hi, my name is Ron Renner. In this presentation, we are going to look at productivity through hotkeys, or what are sometimes called keyboard equivalents. Success mentor Darren Hardy, somebody who I follow, has said that 4 skills are needed to succeed and excel in today's business climate. They are sales, you have to sell your product; recruiting, you have to get the right people; leadership, your company needs good leadership; and productivity. This presentation will help you make inroads with respect to productivity. And Darren Hardy's website is listed on the screen should you wish to learn more about him. Hotkeys can supplement use of the mouse. The higher your volume of Interac usage, the greater the benefit will be. Several areas to consider using hotkeys are moving between menus, journalizing, master file maintenance, designing a report, and much more. Potential time savings, in an example of payroll, are if you have 250 time cards and you can save 3 seconds by not having to use the mouse to click OK. 250 time cards at 3 seconds is 750 seconds, or just over 12.5 minutes. The savings is the time it takes to move your hand between the mouse and the keyboard. Your individual results will vary based on your travel time to use the mouse. Your time savings will be more or less, and it takes me about 3 seconds to use the mouse. Move my hand over, use it, and move my hand back to the keyboard. Who can't use an extra 10 minutes or so on payroll day? Example was the potential time saving on only one activity. You may not do payroll, but chances are you use Interac throughout the day, hence you will find time savings in other areas. Hotkeys are invoked by using the Alt key. Available shortcuts are normally displayed with an underline under the letter, which is the shortcut. Some suggestions are: find one area of Interac to start using hotkeys and expand your usage of hotkeys from there. They'll become easier to use once you generate a little muscle memory. Let's take a look at how to use hotkeys on Interac's menu system. I've just clicked the Interac icon on my desktop, and we have the main splash screen appearing in front of us. And you can see up here we have Run and Help. And when I click on Alt, you will see the underlines appear. And I'm going to touch R. And to go into Payroll, I'm going to touch U and Enter. So you can see I have gotten to this point without touching the mouse. Enter my password, company I'm going to work with, and I'm going to press Alt-O for OK. If I want to do a file copy, I'm going to press Alt, and you can see all the underlines under each of our menu options here: S, P, R, U, and Y. So I'm doing Alt-U to go to Utilities, and down to F for File, and C for Copy. So I've gotten to this point without usage of the mouse at all, other than to point and show you where I'm moving around to. And I'm going to copy my payroll master file to a backup. I'm going to hit Alt-O. It says it already exists, and I can use my arrow keys to go between, or I could press the highlighted letter, and it's done. So we've done everything to this point without using the mouse at all for making any entries. I'm going to do that again without using the mouse at all to point. Alt-U, F, C, and here I am. So you can see you can move around pretty quick once you get away from using the mouse and take advantage of some of the hotkeys. Let's take a look at journalizing some transactions. Let's take a look at getting into journalizing. Alt-P for process transactions, J. We're on the screen. I'm going to do an Alt-O, and I'm told the file already exists, so I want to extend the file. I'm going to press Enter, Tab, and now to extend, I'm going to use the space bar, and if you look at the extend button, you'll see it now gets checked. There it is. Alt-O, and you can see how fast we can roll along. Once we're in journalizing, we can press Alt again, and we could go right over to Enter Transactions. You can see the E for Enter has an underline, and we're on that screen. I'll put an employee number in. And one trick you can use is, get my numeric lock on there. One trick you can use is to counter keystrokes. This isn't really using a hotkey, but it's still kind of a tip. So I've entered my employee number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 enters takes me down to the job number. So if I am up here in the employee number area, I'm now going to enter 20 for employee 20, and then 6 enters, which will get me straight down to the job number box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Job number, tab, phase number, tran code, tab, 8 hours, 2 decimal points are assumed, and I'm going to press Alt-OK instead of having to use my mouse to get down to the OK button. So you can see we've done a whole screen of entry and never used the mouse. We will now take a look at hotkeys in Master File Maintenance. We are in the Payroll main menu, and I'm going to go into Master File Maintenance to change the work comp code or SI code on employee number 20. So first thing I'm going to do is Alt-S for set up maintenance. Then I'm pressing M for Master File Maintenance. I'm pressing Alt-H for change. H is underscored on the change button. Now I want to make a change to the employee. You can see C is underlined. I'm immediately there. Employee 20. Alt-O for OK. And I'm in. And I want to go over to the state. So I'm pressing Alt-S. I'm in the state. Pressing the tab key down to the state code. I'm going to change them from 2 to 3. Pressing Alt-O. And you can see I'm right back here to the main Master File Maintenance screen. And way over on the right you can see E for end. So I'm doing Alt-E and I'm out. So I did all of that without once ever touching the mouse. We'll now take a look at hotkeys and design custom reports. You may not design custom reports frequently, but this is an example how you can find hotkeys really in most every Interac program. Once again, we are in the main payroll window, and I wish to design a report, so I'm going to press Alt and then S for setup maintenance. And down below we can see design custom report. In the middle of the screen, in the middle of the drop down, has an R for report, so I'm going to touch R. We're there, and I'm going to press the right arrow to get to the end of the file name we are going to create. Put my name in, and down below I'm going to press Alt and then C for create, and we're into it. And you can see R is underlined under report, but it's also highlighted, so I'm just going to press enter, and we're in. I'm going to add a column, and add is highlighted, so I can go directly to it. But if we're making a change to report, you can see that other elements have underlines on them, such as change, delete, page format. If we were making a change to report, we could use our hotkeys to go direct to those. I will press enter for add, and we could use the drop down, and we would need the mouse for that. We could use the drop down and find a field, but I'm going to use a few field numbers I know. One is always the employee number, one is the general ledger number, one is the vendor number, one is always the main field or the key field for a particular file. Then I'm going to press Alt-O for OK. Oops, wrong button. Alt-O for OK. And I'm happy with all the defaults here. So I'm going to press Alt-O for OK again. And you can see my report starting to appear across the bottom of the screen. I want to add another column. I'm pressing enter. I'm going to choose 2. 2 is always the employee name, the vendor name, the general ledger account number, the customer name, the general ledger account title, Alt-O. Here we are. But I wish to sort this alphabetically. So I want to go to the options, OPTS, in the upper right portion of this window that popped up. So I'm going to go Alt-P, and I'm into options. I wish to sort it alphabetically. You can see sort is highlighted. I'm going to press the space bar. That checks it. I really don't want to make any other changes, so I'm going to press Alt-O for OK. Here we are back at our employee name screen. I'm happy here, so I'm going to press Alt-O again, and we drop that field in. We'll add one more column. I happen to know that 203 is year-to-date gross. Entered that. Alt-O for OK. We're looking at the year-to-date gross screen for any changes we wish to make. I'm not going to make any. Alt-O for OK. There we are. So now I'm going to do Alt-P to go to page format, which is at the center of the top. Give it a name. Little typo there. And I'll press Tab, 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 Tab. I wish to have shaded lines, so I'm going to press Spacebar, and I'll accept that as it is. Tab again, and I don't wish to have my 0 lines print. Spacebar. I'm happy with everything now. I'm going to press Alt-O, and I've completed what I want to do for this sample. Up here you can see Alt-E will end, and we've just designed a report, and completely without the mouse. You may have noted in our prior examples, Alt-O always equaled using the mouse button to click OK. Other common elements include arrow keys to move between choices, spacebar to toggle, check, or uncheck. The more you work with hotkeys, the more commonality you will find, and the more productive you'll come. Being productive will benefit you, and it will benefit your company. Our examples illustrated 4 areas where you could use hotkeys. Many other opportunities exist. Hotkeys will save small increments of time, which accumulate, reducing overall time to perform tasks. This frees up time for other purposes. My intention has been to illustrate a time-saving alternative by using the mouse to a lesser degree. Hotkeys will help you take greater advantage of Interac. Thank you for watching.